Hi, welcome to another video. I'm Natalie, a freelance children's illustrator from Canada, currently living in Tokyo. One cloudy day in July, we went to Sawara, a town in Chiba Prefecture, for the Sawara Summer Festival. I was so surprised to see the mascot of Chiba, a red dog called Chiba-kun. We happily got a photo together. As we walked to the town center, we could see the streetscapes transition from quiet suburb to Edo-style architecture in its historic district by the water. The festival is characterized with a parade of giant floats with large deity dolls representing historic and mythological figures on the top. There are 10 floats during the summer and up to 14 floats during the autumn festival. Aside from the festival floats, there were also processions of people dressed up as Tengu and other spiritual beings. There were boat rides ferrying passengers up and down the river as well. We didn't stay long enough to see the procession at night with lanterns, and there's also a ceremony with epic high-speed turning of the floats too, but we did catch some of the traditional dance and music. So now, back home, I'm so excited to draw the goddess float I saw at the festival. It's a nice change of pace for me from drawing buildings all the time. I quite like the compact yet highly detailed form of the float, and the theme allows for lots of interesting character interactions. After sketching the basic draft in pencil, I'm going back in with a kneaded eraser to lightly erase the pencil marks and then finalizing the line art with a burnt umber colored pencil. I'm drawing a cat wearing a Tengu mask based on the procession of people I saw at the festival. A Tengu is characterized by its long nose. It's a mischievous spiritual being comprised with bird, monkey, and human qualities. They're thought to be protective spirits. Anyways, I thought I would take this time to reflect upon the pros and cons of being an illustrator. One common statement I've heard many times is the risk of losing passion for something once you turn your hobby as your career. I can understand the challenges of looking at a hobby, something you did to relax and have fun, to have to perhaps pivot your enjoyment mindset to include business strategy as well, but I think this struggle is to be expected. There is only a struggle if you truly love what you do. This isn't a push for workaholic tendencies, though. I really believe in firm work-life boundaries, especially as a self-employed artist. I mean that the challenge of feeling a difference of fulfillment in making art for fun versus work will inevitably happen, and the longing to return to making art for fun will be the motivation to innovate and push towards better work opportunities that align more with your interests. Perhaps one con I felt working as a freelance illustrator is there comes a time in order to sustain your business, you have to diverge from your core focus. For me, my primary goal in illustration is to illustrate children's books and maybe some non-fiction educational materials. But in order to generate additional income, I have had to take on opportunities in commercial branding as well, making things like campaign visuals to event backdrops to souvenir graphics. While typically the income can be quite good, the trade-off is that the company's branding and bigger picture commercial direction may override the potentials of being truly creative with a style that best represents you. It's not necessarily a complaint, but a factor and change in mindset to learn to detach yourself a little bit from some projects that I think beginning illustrators should come to expect. Have you experienced that kind of challenge and had to adapt your style for client jobs? The pro of being an illustrator for me is countless. I would summarize the major pros to be number 1, independence, 2, empathy, and 3, dream. As a freelance illustrator, I can work from home at any time, any day with no set schedule, and this amazing flexibility has allowed me to relocate to Tokyo and experience all kinds of events and encounter many things that has had a direct influence on my art. For example, like this festival painting, I'm growing a collection of works to be included in future projects. I've also been exposed to so many different how-to art instruction books that has really opened my eyes and leveled up my skills on creating dynamic compositions and color theory. I discussed some of my Japan book finds in a previous video. I will link in the card above. One of the biggest pros in being the boss in my own business is that I can decide for myself how to represent and interact with others. And as an INFJ, empathy, accountability, and quality are some of my core pillars for my work ethics. Working in corporate in the past, I really felt like a robot lost in the relentless grind of work that washed away people's sense of empathy and respect that I found vital to my well-being. The third pro would be the ability to dream. Yes, there's realistic considerations of client jobs, admin, accounting, logistics, etc., but at the end of the day, I feel free to dream and to turn those dreams into reality, such as publishing 2 books and a pop-up interactive toy, which are available all across major stores in Hong Kong. It's amazing if I take a step back. I didn't study art in university, so I didn't have the courses or networks to get into the industry quickly. Instead, I studied architecture, then quit corporate life with a later start into the industry, so I started from very little know-how. Now, years later, I still recognize that pursuing illustration and being self-employed is hard work. Diversifying income is also critical too, so I'm working towards growing this YouTube channel a bit more. You always have to step up and keep busy with personal projects to build opportunities for yourself. But again, I think maintaining good work-life balance is very important too, in order to keep up your energy and desire to create. I will do nothing at all days too. For this painting, I opted to use mostly watercolors. I think the natural granulations of the brown paint worked really well to give a subtle effect of wood grain. To maintain the feeling that the wood is made of the same material throughout, I used the same color but built up the light and dark values in layers. Afterwards, I will slightly tint the wood with maybe a yellow to bring the color temperature of the piece to the warmer end. I find when depicting traditional or retro scenes, warmer colors will better convey that sense of nostalgia. I'm going back in with a softer lead colored pencil at the end to sharpen up the line work. This step really makes a huge difference and everything just seems to pop off the page. I used a Posca marker for the gold accents. One thing to note is that metallics don't usually scan well, but it's always nice to still be able to incorporate that in the original. And the piece is complete. I hope you can feel the festive spirit through the painting and definitely try to experience the festival yourself if you can. It's usually in mid-July and October each year. Thanks for watching. Bye!